Hey, this is Candy Joe of the Misotheistic channel, and I'm here visiting Yokeup's channel, Yokeup's website. He's a theist, and here's the intro. I just went in. First thing you see is you can't see my mouse, but it says it's got the trail, Jesus loves me. Wow. Besides the fact that's a really crappy effect, it's just a really crappy effect. And as soon as you go in, music starts playing. And you scroll down, it's a huge page, very unorganized. There's things going off the side, and there's just several. It's very badly put up. There's a white background, little cows in the corner, and if you look around, you can read the text. You can pause it if you want. And it's some of his YouTube videos. He makes way too many. And if you go back to the tab, as soon as you go in, it starts playing music. And then here, it just plays music. I have to pause it. You can't really hear it, but it's like banjo and I don't know. And then here's his blog. One thing is, I don't really get the yoked up. It's like, I guess it kind of shows that he's a real American, quote. And I don't know, he just kind of pisses me off the way he doesn't care, or he doesn't care, but he's just so blatant in what he does. Here's where would you find your church? It's it's finding a church for you. It's just several things that he thinks you should look for, but really the best church you're looking for is no church. So I wouldn't follow any instructions on this site if I were you. Then if you look over here, this is probably one of the worst pages on the entire website. It's got several audio files, a video file, and several link buttons, and there's just several waylaid things. There's like buttons. It looks like they'd be ads, but they're not ads. They're just things. And then beware of pulpit pimps. I think you should beware of anyone who wants to stand behind a pulpit, but he shows his opinion on just all these things about how he's disappointed in all these fat cat church members. And if you notice, the page is so wide. I've got a very wide screen myself. It's about 12,000 or 1,200 pixels by 10,000 or 1,000 pixels, and it doesn't even fit on it. And then here's something about body piercings. I don't really know why anyone would go to this site if they wanted to find out about body piercings. Even if you were a Christian, it just makes very little sense. Well, Yokeup himself makes very little sense, so why would you even want to go to the site? And then here a little bit ago, the cursor changed. Now it says, feed the sheep. Like, right here, it's just feed the sheep. And I think this whole cursor thing is way overdone. Like, there's really no point in the whole thing. And here's some things about healing. I'm not quite sure what his point is. Whenever I watch his videos, I start feeling nauseous and have to close them. But if you look around, it has several quotes that nobody would ever want to look at, in my opinion. And it just, here's feed the sheep, feed my sheep. I didn't watch through the whole video. In my opinion, it's absence of sense. Other words, religion, and it's this whole site is just incredibly fucked up. Alright, there's everything. The HTML looks like it was written by a drunkard. There's just more errors than, like, I'm not sure if anyone else has ever seen the websites that suck. The websites that suck, but I think this would definitely be one of them. And look, if you just look at it all now, it's just filled with buttons and links and videos. There's all the things about his ministry and how lovely he is. His wife's kind of hot, but and this guy's just full of shit, alright? He's got all these videos about going to heaven and how God is wonderful, and if you look at some of his videos, like, he says that George Bush was a great president, and I don't know how anyone can say that, but, and he also goes on to say how Bill Clinton is was a bad president, and it just shows how some of these religious people can be so blind to anything you try to tell them. Here's his intro again. And then here's this. You can visit the site on your own if you want, but I just think the whole thing is just incredibly bad. And if you look here, it has two videos, Why Jesus and I'm Ready. I just don't get any of this. Down here he has his contact information. I do this, but I really don't want to talk to him in person. So I'm gonna go to his YouTube channel. Wait, I'm gonna go to his YouTube channel right up here. Well, you can tell it's bad because, okay, here I'm my YouTube channel. Okay, and here I am at his website. And here it's user Yokeup. I'd like you to go visit him right after this video and just view the kind of crap that he has up. Like, he just has God's promises and all these, and then over here, Jesus. I just can't really get him. But over here, if I can get to it, he's got you can join him on Stickcam. That might be kind of fun if you have a webcam. I encourage you to do that, and then send message. And you can send him a message. I encourage you to send him a message about God and why he's not real. And that's about it. Thanks for watching. I'm Candy Joe of the Misotheistic team. Thanks.